Morning guys and welcome back to I Like Watches. If you like the Seagull 1963, then I suggest you stick around. I'm pretty sure you're going to like the watch I'm showing you in today's video because Seagull1963.com have created a very special limited edition 60th anniversary version of that iconic watch, and in today's video I'm going to show you this watch in lots and lots of detail. I think the only sticking point is going to be the price. It's $399 US dollars, which in itself doesn't seem that unreasonable. It's a lot of watch for the money, but when you compare it to the standard 1963 that you can buy from AliExpress for $150 odd, it's quite a bit more expensive, isn't it? Is it worth it? Let's head over to the light box and try to find out. Right, here is this very special limited edition Seagull 1963. I've also pulled from one of my watch boxes my Seagull 1963 that I actually bought from Poljot24. I've owned this thing for many, many years before I even knew AliExpress existed. I'm sure it's comparable to the watches that you can buy from AliExpress. I don't think it's any different just because I bought it from Poljot24. But yeah, I've pulled this so that we can have a look at both of these watches side by side. Obviously, I'll run through all the specifications. But before I do that, I just want to show you the packaging because with it being a special limited edition celebrating the 60th anniversary, you would expect it to come with some very nice packaging. And it does, although I think this is actually the packaging that they send out all their watches in, and I'll show you why I think that in a moment. But this is a very nice sort of outer sleeve, a very brief history of the 1963 there, and there is the website. This is the site that's supplied this watch for me to review today, Seagull1963.com. I'll put a link to that website in my video description. It's not an affiliate link, although the watch was free, which is why you will have seen the includes paid promotion icon in the top left hand corner. Then we have another outer sleeve, nothing on that, and then a very nice tin, 1963 with the red star on it, a few sort of informational tabs or cards, whatever you want to call it, and 2-year warranty with this watch and free international shipping all over the world, I believe. So yeah, details of the warranty there and a sort of operational instruction section as well on that side. It comes with a tag, but yeah, the packaging is nice, very nice actually, but I think it's, well, not different compared to the packaging that they provide for their other watches, because if we go on to their website, oh yeah, and here it is. This is just a picture of, well, a standard 1963. If we press on that, it tells you which watch this is. So yeah, the packaging looks pretty much the same. So it is nice packaging. You would want it to be for $400. But yeah, it doesn't look to be any different to their standard packaging. And one thing that has surprised me, I'm filming this only a day or two prior to this watch launching on their website, and there doesn't seem to be anything on their website. So yeah, fingers crossed the day this video goes live, they are actually promoting this watch and making it available on their website. They told me it's launching on the 6th of July, which is why I've posted this video on the 6th of July. But yeah, nothing on their website at the moment related to this watch, which is a little bit of a surprise. But anyway, I've got the watch in front of me and we can have a good look at it, and it is beautiful, absolutely beautiful. But then so is this one beautiful. I have fallen in love with this watch many times over. Yeah, as soon as I saw this watch, I knew I had to own one, and actually it was this watch that got me back into watch collecting many years ago. I just became obsessed with it, and yeah, I was reluctant to spend the money that Poljot24 were asking for it, but in the end I bit the bullet and I just wore it all the time. Love it. Then of course I fell down that YouTube watch reviewing rabbit hole, and yeah, eventually started my own channel. So this is sort of the watch that got me back into watch collecting, and this, well, it's just as beautiful, if not a little bit more so beautiful. Actually, the strap is very nice. It feels lovely, very soft and silky actually. And I love how this red pinstripe down the center of the strap sort of matches that red second hand, which is the chronograph second hand. I'll show you how this watch works in a moment if you're not familiar with it. I suspect all of you watching will be familiar with, well, this watch anyway. at least. But yeah, it is just gorgeous. And actually, if you compare the two, it's just a little bit more golden in terms of the color of the dial, isn't it? And actually looks a little bit bigger. I'll compare all the sizes and dimensions in a moment. But yeah, feels a little bit heavier. It is bronze. Looks like quite a fresh case, doesn't it? No patina on it other than just a little bit of discoloration on the crown. But yeah, all the profiles seem very, very similar. The lugs are different. The lugs on this one a little bit smaller and shorter. But yeah, the crystals look very similar. The side profiles look, yeah, quite similar. Again, the lugs are obviously a little bit shorter, and the downturn I think is a little bit more abrupt on the bronze watch. But yeah, obviously very, very similar. They're both paying homage to a watch that was made around 60 years ago. And here's the back of both of the watches. The same movement inside these watches, the Seagull ST1901, a mechanical chronograph, hand wind only movements, beautiful movements. That's one of the reasons why this watch has become such an icon, not just because it's paying homage to a watch that was made 60 years ago, but because this movement is just so beautifully finished. And yeah, in terms of value for money, these watches do represent incredible value for money. Certainly, these cheaper or more affordable ones obviously represent better value for money, but yeah, they're obviously offering something a little bit different with this limited edition version. Now, I'm sure most of you are familiar with how this watch works, but you never know. There might be some people out there new to this watch. So, yeah, the crown is a pull-push crown. If you leave it in, you can hand wind the movement. It's not an automatic, so if you're going to wear this watch regularly, you will need to wind up the crown most days. If you pull the crown out to the first position, which is the only position, there's not two positions, there's just one. You can adjust the time on the hands, and you have a running seconds hand at the 9 o'clock. If you press this top pusher at the 2 o'clock, you start the chronograph. You need to stop it before you reset it. And it actually says that in the instructions. You do need to start and then stop and then reset. And the minutes for the chronograph are at the 3 o'clock. And that's it. Very, very simple. Right, let's give you some specifications then. The crystal on the front of this limited edition is sapphire, as is the back. Awesome, sapphire sandwich. What about my one? Sapphire on the front. I knew I'd gone for the sapphire option and just mineral crystal on the back. Now, this bronze version does feel a little bit heavier. It looks a touch bigger. I'll give you the dimensions in a moment. It might just be the dial that's a little bit bigger. Let's weigh it anyway. The bronze version is 55.8. And this steel version is, yeah, 52.1 grams. So a little bit of difference. You can feel it, but it's not much. Right, let's run through some dimensions. The bronze case is just under 38 millimeters in diameter. Yeah, and my steel one is just over 37 millimeters. So there is a slight size difference. What about thickness? The bronze one is 14.2 and the steel one is, well, 14.2. 18 mil lugs, 17.5 millimeter lugs. Interesting. I didn't know that actually. And the case length on the bronze one is 44.4 and on the steel one it is 46.7. Let's do the spring bars as well. Let's see if there's any difference there. It is 44.9. Ah, interesting. 44.5. So longer lugs, but a shorter spring bar to spring bar distance. Right, I've zoomed in a little bit so we can have a much closer look at these dials. And you can see, actually, the new version has AR coating, blue AR coating on the crystal. And it actually has AR coating on the crystal in the display case back as well, which is a nice touch. But yeah, there are a few differences. There's some additional text on the 60th anniversary version above the 6. Obviously, the colour of the dials do differ. I don't really think there's any other differences. The dials might be slightly different sizes. There's certainly not much in it. The hands all seem to be the same. The 21 jewels at the top under the 12 seems to be the same. The logo seems to be the same. The crowns do differ ever so slightly, I think. The crown on the new watch is just a little bit slimmer. The pushers look very, very similar. The profile of the case is actually a little bit different, which I guess isn't a surprise given the dimensions are slightly different. The new watch does just look a bit beefier and chunkier, doesn't it? And it's obviously brushed, whereas the steel version is fully polished. Something that has impressed me, I've got to say, is the hardware on the strap on this new watch. The strap, I've said it already, it's a beautiful strap, but the hardware is fantastically finished. The brushing is very nicely done. It seems like it's been finished to a very high standard. The case back is beautifully finished. And yeah, the hardware on the strap is just fantastically brushed. Look at it, absolutely gorgeous. And while I'm zoomed in, I want to give you a closer look at this movement, because with this ginormous display case back with AR coating, look, you can see that blue AR coating. You have a fantastic view through to the, well, mechanical chronograph movement, the ST1901. Should we press some buttons? Right, here we go. Press start. There we go. And then stop. And then reset. Let's do that one more time. Start, stop, and reset. You know, I really could wear this watch back to front. I think most people could. Looks awesome, doesn't it? Right, let's wrap it up then with a shot of this watch on my roughly average sized wrist. And there it is. Look, absolutely gorgeous. There are so many versions of this watch in steel. It's very nice to see one, yeah, made of a, well, very different material, and it does give the watch quite a different look. Love this strap as well. Love the colour of all the hardware. Matches the case so very, very nicely. Yeah, beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. The question is, of course, is there anyone out there that's going to part with an extra $250 odd for this watch over something similar to this? I suspect there will be. I suspect actually that this watch will eventually sell out. I think they're making around 750 of these watches. You are going to be paying a premium for this watch, but yeah, if you ignore this value for money option here and you just look at this watch on its own, $400 for this watch I don't think is an unreasonable sum of money. So I think it will sell. I think there will definitely be people out there that love this watch so much that they will want a very special version like this, and they will be prepared to pay a premium for it. Are you one of those people? I don't know. You'll have to tell me in the comments section, right, guys? Let me know what you think of this watch and the value for money prospect here. Do you think this watch will sell? And don't forget, if you're interested in one of these watches, head over to Seagull1963.com. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Enjoy the rest of your day.